in our previous. For our travel planning Flutter app, we are going to finish our itinerary screen today. Let's get started. For our travel planning Flutter app, we are going to finish our itinerary screen today. So let's get started. Welcome. We are streaming live for you another episode of the Vibepreneur, where we build AI automation workflows and do vibe coding. Please enjoy today's episode.
Hell yeah, Captain!
Hello friends. So we are going to continue building our itinerary screen that we were building in our previous episode. And if you have not watched our previous episode yet, I highly recommend please go and watch that episode so that you'll understand what we are building today. Okay. And if you have any question, any point in time, please ask me over the chat. So I'll just quickly run my app. So I'll just do Flutter run because it's a Flutter app. So using Flutter run command, we can run the app, and we have our Android simulator here. And within this Android simulator, we can see our app run. So this is how we have left our app in the previous episode. This is our itinerary screen. An itinerary screen is for a travel planning app, where between a source and a destination location, we are planning the entire trip. So there is a start of the trip, and then we have a couple of stops on the way, like this lunch spot and some sightseeing. And then we have a dinner, and then we finally arrived in Los Angeles, right? So this is itinerary between New York to Los Angeles. Okay. And what other features we have in this itinerary screen? We have option to see the details of each of the leg, right? So between any 2 points, for example, our starting and this lunch spot. So between this, how the travel is, right? The mode is by road. It's gonna take 3 hours, how the weather will be, or some other kind of a notes about traffic and so on. So also we have this get directions button. When we click on this get direction, it launches this Google map, and it gives us the exact direction that we can follow within this Google map from our between 2 points, right? So this is for each leg. Okay. So what I mean by leg is, if I go to a different between 2 different points, right? Now from lunch to the sightseeing, it's a different leg. Okay. Here the mode could be different. Here the duration could be different, which in this case it is. And then of course, when we do the direction, it's going to show us the direction only between that leg, right? So that way it helps us to break down that entire travel plan from a source of, let's say, New York between Los Angeles, and we can break it into different legs, right? That's how any long distance travels are done anyways. Okay. But the thing is, all this data is dummy, right? This entire itinerary is not using any APIs or anything, and it is all a dummy itinerary, which we have used to build this screen, to just build this UI, right? So today, and because I was facing some difficulty in our previous episode, that for example, if I want to click on add stop, right? Now here, I want to suggest few of the stops that are, good choices along the way, right? But I cannot do it because again, it's a dummy itinerary. So if I'm trying to make any API calls using the Places API and so on, it's failing, right? So that's why I decided that today I'm going to implement all these features within the itinerary, right? So today we are not going to focus on UI much, but rather the functionality, the features of this itinerary. So what that means is, within this app, we have a cloud function, right? So we have this cloud function, which is basically the sort of a brain of this app, which is where this entire itinerary is generated. And by the way, we do have a basic itinerary implementation in place, and that's what we're going to improve today. Okay. And how we're going to do it? We're going to use our Google Gemini 2.5 Pro, and this is Moonlighting session where we do vibe coding, right? So I'm not going to write I mean, I may write a little bit of code, but as far as I mean, I'll try to keep myself, as minimum possible that I need to write any code. Okay, it's all vibe coding. All right. So starting that session, the very first thing is I'll quickly take this develop.md file, right? This develop.md file has the entire plan of our app, right? It has the plan divided in milestones, and as you can see, there is milestone 5, milestone 4, milestone 3, and so on, right? So these milestones, we're gonna feed it to our AI, which is our, as you can see here, Gemini 2.5 Pro. I hope my screen is visible, right? Let me give it a bit more space. Okay. So within this, we're gonna feed in our develop.md plan so that Google Gemini will understand what this app is about, and we're gonna ask it, right, sort of from devil's own mouth, we are gonna ask it, what you understood about this app? And we want to hear it from its own words that, okay, it understood that about that. So let's quickly do that very, very quickly. Okay. This is the development plan about my app. What do you understood about this app? Please tell me, and I'm doing some mistakes typing there. Please tell me in your own words, right? And by the way, I want to keep it in plan mode because I don't want it to be able to edit or delete any files, right? It's sort of a planning discussion, so I want only some output from the chatbot itself. I don't want it to be able to edit or delete any files, right? That's what this plan mode does within this Cline, right? So we are using Cline as our AI agent within this Visual Studio Code. And here we have sent our prompt, right? And there's the response to that prompt. And let's quickly read through what it has told us. So based on the development file, I understand that this project is Flutter-based mobile application designed to be a travel itinerary planner. Here's a summary of my understanding. The app's main process is automatically generated. App's main process is to automatically generate a detailed travel itinerary for a user. A user simply inputs a starting point and a destination, and the app's backend generates a structured timeline for the journey. This isn't just a simple route, it's a full-fledged plan that includes sightseeing stops, meal breaks, and travel segments. And so I don't need to read everything in detail. Just by this initial introduction, I understood that it understood about our app and we are on the same page. Okay, so I'm going to give it our next prompt, and that prompt is going to be about, okay, so I have this travel planning itinerary screen here, okay, and I want you to always take a source and a destination, fixed source and destination, and that is New York and this Los Angeles, which we already have in the dummy. But I want you to, every time whenever we load this screen, I want you to hit our cloud function and generate our itinerary every single time. Okay, we don't want to do any more dummy business, right? We want the actual timeline of between New York and Los Angeles. So let's do that quickly. I have implemented the UI for the itinerary screen using a dummy plan. I want to now convert it to the actual implementation, and for that I want you to always pick New York as source, and if I'm spelling it correctly, as source, and Los Angeles as destination. Okay, every time I load this app screen, always generate a new plan and display in the UI. Okay, so now I'm going to keep it in the plan mode, and I hope it's gonna, based on this prompt, I think it's gonna read some file, or at least try to attempt to read some files, and if it's not able to do, it will ask me to put it into act mode. Examining the current itinerary screen. Okay, so it's asking for approval for reading some screen, which is perfectly fine, which is what I want it to do, so that it can read the files and then it can plan its development. And so now it's reading the functions file, which is our cloud function. So which is a good thing. That means it's understood its task well. Okay, and as I expected, now it is ready to start implementing the features. It is ready to start editing the file, make the code changes. So it's asking me to toggle it into the act mode, right? So I'm going to do that. I'm going to click on the act. So just by this, it's got access to be able to edit the files, which is what it has started doing already. And before it does that, I actually want to I'm a bit scared that I don't want to lose any of the existing progress we have done. So I want to quickly travel app. I want to quickly commit my older changes, which I forgot to do last time. Git add travel/lib. What is wrong now? Okay. Git add. What else? Okay. Lib. I'm gonna check git status. Now these are the basic git commands. There is nothing some extraordinary I'm doing, right? So these are just basic git commands I'm running to. And if you don't know git commands, I highly recommend please learn git, because it's very, very useful for anyone who is even doing vibe coding, because even though the AI is going to help you write the code, but the code management is still going to fall on you. So it's better to learn that. And I'll quickly add this pub spec file as well. Okay, and then I'll quickly check the status. So I don't need this Linux, macOS, Windows, Flutter, all these. They are like unnecessary. These files are completely not required at all. But what we have, what we need is all added now. So I'll just quickly run a commit. But I can write a message here as well. Itinerary screen UI modifications. And I have to quickly fix the spelling of itinerary here. Itinerary screen UI modifications, and I'm going to commit it. And would you like to save it before committing? And it's asking for the home screen. So let me quickly check the changes which it has done for the home screen. You know what? I don't want to. I just want to commit whatever, because these are the new change, right? This home screen is a new change, and I don't want to mix these things. I want to keep it separate for now. Yep, everything else looks fine. So yeah. So we're gonna go back to this thing, and it's asking me to review this thing quickly, the changes which it has done. And okay, it has done a lot of changes in the home screen, which I was completely not expecting. Like, why it need to change? Okay, I have to actually reject this. And so here AI is actually doing a mistake, and before it actually does it, I have to stop it. Please don't, and let me put it in caps, don't make any changes to home screen. It is working perfectly fine. I am working on itinerary screen, so I have made the app load that screen as default, and and just to bypass the home screen. Okay, so I hope it understood what I'm trying to do here, because I'm trying to build itinerary screen. I'm trying to work on the itinerary screen, and every time I don't want to go through the entire flow of selecting the source and destination locations and then clicking on itinerary button, and then it goes to the another screen and so on, right? What does it say now? I see the user wants to keep home screen as it is and is currently bypassing it for development purposes by loading itinerary directly. My apologies. Okay, great. So it understood that. So home screen is safe. We're gonna not make any change there. So we're gonna close it, and it's working on the itinerary screen. So which is good, and which is what I wanted it to do anyway, right? And whatever changes were done previously, all this UI that we are seeing, so that is still safe because I have committed in the Git. So overall, if you see from the point of view safety or stability point of view of this code, right, of this app, then we are in a pretty stable spot. I can always go back to this UI state because I have committed in the Git. I have already asked it not to change anything in the home screen because we are keeping home screen and it is sort of feature done or code complete. So I don't need to do anything on home screen. So we're going to focus only on the itinerary screen with the new changes and on the cloud function changes. Okay. So it has done some changes now. There's quite a bit change and I'm not very sure, but I think it has done what I have asked it. So I'm gonna take a leap of faith and save all the changes, and then I'll wait for it to do more changes. And after it will be finished with its changes, it's gonna send me a green message. That means it thinks it has done those changes. At that point in time, I have to review that, right? And what I'm waiting for is that it has to do a lot of changes within the app function also. It's asking me to remove something. Okay, dummy itinerary and dummy travel. Okay, yeah. Should I remove it? Okay, this removal thing, I'm not going to remove it because it's a good reference whenever we sort of lose track of how earlier the structuring was, this dummy, right? These dummy files have sort of a structure, and if we lose the track of what we are doing, we can always refer back to it. So I'm going to ask it, keep these files as sort of a loose reference, right? Don't use it in the code, but keep them so that we can refer it at a later point in time, right? Keep these files for the reference at later point without using them inside the app. Okay, so that is fine. And since removal is a destructive command, so it is always advised to look properly what AI is trying to remove. And let's see what it is. I'll not delete the dummy files. I've completed all the requested changes that needs to be now implemented. Okay, now I have a doubt because I did not see it doing any changes in the functions file, which is our travel itinerary. So what's going on there? Because without any change there, I know it's not going to produce any proper itinerary. So let me ask it, have you also updated the cloud functions with the proper implementation of itinerary generation logic, right? Which it has not done, I know, and which I want it to do, right? So it's sort of trying to escape the task like very soon. And let me see what it says. The user asking, I have updated the cloud function. I have reviewed the cloud function. It seems to have a reasonable implementation. However, I can improve it, adding more details, improving time calculation, adding travel legs. Okay, so I have to tell it that the dummy itinerary which we had, that was it was quite different than what we originally had. So it has to refer to the dummy itinerary and the sort of a data structure there, and then accordingly make the changes within our actual cloud function. Okay, so that's why it was a good idea to keep the dummy itinerary with us. Actually, this implementation is quite old, and while I was building the UI, I have made few changes which you can reference from our dummy files. Use those as reference. Hope I'm writing correct English, because use those as reference to build the proper algorithm for the itinerary implementation. Okay, so this is where those dummy files kind of came in handy, because the cloud function logic, it has to eventually generate that dummy itinerary, right? Or it has to generate an itinerary very similar to that dummy itinerary. So it's a good idea to refer that and sort of backtrack it or reverse engineer what we're gonna build in our cloud function logic, right? I've reviewed, it provides good structure to get the full picture. Okay. Well, I think it's gonna take me a bit closer to, my cloud function will become a little bit realistic to what my dummy itinerary is based on which I built this UI. But still, I think it's gonna still keep me up quite a bit far. So I have to push in further by testing, by revisioning, and by giving more feedback to the AI. That's sort of my vibe telling me, but let's see how it turns out exactly. And this is where the AI smartness really can, take you few steps ahead. Sometimes it can really surprise you, like it can do things couple of steps ahead, and which will really save your time, and which you may even get surprised with. Those are really some sort of a wow moment.
Whoa.
Okay, so that was my my companion, my live stream companion, who gives me company during my live stream. I hope you guys also make friends with him. Okay, so it says again, the task is completed. I have upgraded the cloud function with a more detailed itinerary generation logic based on your dummy files. The timeline now includes realistic time calculation, travel legs, meal breaks. I have also updated all the necessary data models to correctly pass the new data structure. Okay, the app should now correctly display. Okay, quite a bit changes. Okay, so I'm a little bit nervous, like where our app stands now, and let's see. So the only way is to run the app and see. Okay, so I'm gonna go back here and I'm gonna kill it because quite a bit changes happen. Okay, by the way, if the changes are done in the cloud function, then I have to also update the function, so let's not forget that. And so let me first switch to node 20, and I know if I try this, it's gonna fail with authentication, so I have to log in, reauth. Oh, what was the, okay, let me see in my history. Yeah, login. Okay, these were sort of the commands which I was forgetting, but that's fine. You always have few things to do. Okay, it's asking me to enter the email. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. So I'm just trying to log into my Firebase CLI, right? And every time it's opening this email, which is okay, no problem. All right, so my Firebase CLI is logged in. That means now if I run this Firebase deploy command to update my cloud function, it's not gonna give any issues. and the error has completely resolved. So my function is getting deployed now, and I have to wait till my function gets deployed so that I can rerun the Flutter app. So after I run the Flutter app, it's gonna again launch the itinerary screen, and as I have told Google Gemini that it should always keep the source as New York and destination as Los Angeles, and hit our cloud function, generate a new itinerary, and display it in the UI. So let's see what we'll get eventually. And for the folks who want to chat with me, so here, as you can see within this YouTube where you are watching this live stream, there is this kind of a UI where you can ask questions or send emoji reactions and so on. So please use this, and you can always chat with me or use any emoji reactions. If you like something, give a thumbs up. If you don't like something, you can always give thumbs down as well. Both are fine, both are completely okay. And still our cloud function is sort of on the way there. And while it's happening, I don't know. Do you want to see my bite possum another time? Okay, let me show you my bite possum again.
Hell yeah, Captain!
So that is my bite possum. I hope you guys make friends with him. He's a very cute anthropomorphic possum, right? And he's my companion. He supports me in the live stream. He gives his reactions. If I do something great, he sort of gives me high five. If I do something wrong, if I face any error, it's like he's always with me. He's watching the live stream anyways. Maybe I have 0 viewers at points, but he's always there with me, and he always gives his reaction. He's always ready for that. So that's my companion. Please make friends with him. And still my function is taking time. So let's see. Let's wait for it to happen. Okay, meanwhile, I actually have another message for you. Let me quickly play that. The free N8N workflows and the custom AI prompts that I'm using during my live stream. Please visit thevibepreneur.com and scroll down until you find this form. Enter your email in this form and submit it so that I can share free N8N templates and custom AI prompts with you if you want to access the free N8N workflows. So basically that is a website which I sort of run, and I have decided it will always help somebody who is following along, who want to build the apps with me, to sort of, if I can ship my prompts, these prompts which I'm using, not the Gemini responses because it also contains a lot of code and so, right? But the prompts that I'm using here, if I can ship my prompt to the folks who are sort of trying to build them, maybe it will help you. So if you want, there's no pressure. If you want, you can enter your email so that tomorrow I'll go through the list, and to everyone who are in the list, I'm gonna take the prompts which I'm using here and I'm gonna send it over to your email. So it's just that simple. Okay, nothing more complicated. And with that, we have our cloud function updated, and that means I can run the app now. I can do Flutter run, which will launch the app, right? This Flutter app. And as per the plan, it's gonna launch the itinerary screen. It's gonna keep New York and Los Angeles as source and destinations, and it should loading itinerary. And okay, and as expected,
oh no.
Yeah, so as expected, there was like we just made the change, and quite a bit change we updated the cloud function, we updated our Flutter app itself, and some other thing was going to break, right? So now we're gonna in the error fixing state, right? So all the changes are done and we have to fix the error now. Okay, so what I see is it says unknown calling package name com Google Android GMS. So this seems a simple error to fix just by looking this error, but it could, maybe it is not the actual error, but it could be a symptom of some other error underneath. So let's see, we'll sort of pile up the peel the skin of error like onion. We'll try to first fix the issue that we can see, then slowly maybe we'll go down and we'll find the root cause, and maybe this itself could be a root cause, I'm not sure. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna copy this whole thing and I'm gonna put it to my this client chat where Google Gemini is gonna resolve this error for me. Okay, so I am facing this error while running this app, right? So this is the error. Now it could be the root error, it could be the main error which is causing this, or it could be like some symptom of any other error. But let's see what it says. So the user is encountering this typically occurs on Android when there is a mismatch between package name registered in the Firebase project and the one in Android apps build file. Okay. This, I don't think this should have happened because we have fixed it. Installing profile. Which profile it is trying to install? Let's see. And it is updating directly over Google Services JSON file. So Google Services JSON file is a file which actually holds the sort of all the information, and it's particularly related to Firebase, right? If your app is connected with Firebase and it is working with Firebase, so any sort of Firebase interaction, Firebase authentication, and so on, it all happens through this Google Services JSON. So ideally AI should not be directly updating this file, but we can check it. And I got a comment, so let me quickly read through it. Akshay, hi bro, how are you? I have a question, can I ask? Okay, so Akshay want to ask a question. Akshay, of course you can ask your question. If it's a short one, I can reply to you immediately. But if it's a long one, then I'm afraid I may have to park it for a little bit later point in time, and so that I can give you a proper answer. But sure, fire your question, and let's see. If it's a short one, I'll definitely answer you immediately. Okay, so let's see what's going on. So let's see what changes it did. It removed the client, okay, and it removed the client. Okay, so there were two clients, it removed one client. By the way, there could have been two clients because one for iOS, one for Android, I think. I've corrected file, which is likely cause. However, this error can also be caused. Could you please ensure that you have added? So this error we have faced earlier and we have solved it. I am not sure if should it happen again. I don't know, but Google Services JSON is updated. So I'm trying to run this app again, and let's see if in this run it will be succeeded and the app will actually. So app is building. It's just while generating the itinerary, I'm facing some issue. So let's see this time. Again, failed. Okay. An error occurred while generating the itinerary. Okay. Failed to call function. Okay, it is actually a cloud function issue. Okay, this particular line, and I'm sorry to miss it earlier.
Error? God, I never heard of her.
Yeah, so I don't do errors, but anyways, I missed this kind of a this line earlier, but this clearly tells us fail to call function internal. This means the error is actually happening within our cloud function. Okay, where it says internal, that means the error happened within the cloud function. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna fix our okay, and it says signed out. Should it be signed out? Let's see. So it's not signed out, it's signed in, and I have my cloud function here, this generate itinerary. This is the cloud function which I had deployed on the Firebase, right? And I'm gonna check its log. Okay, so whenever we face any errors in our cloud function, the only way to identify those errors is in the logs. And what do we see here? Okay, so the time is 10:41 and we see the error at 22:39, right? So this is the latest error. So I'm going to expand this and see the message. Error generating itinerary, right? So let's quickly read through a bit of the logs here. Function execution took, so that was the last one. Okay, function execution started. Okay, so this is where our function, cloud function, actually got kicked on. Verification passed, function triggered from New York to Los Angeles, that's correct. Route duration, distance, 25 unique potential places. Okay, so far, so till this log, everything was actually working fine, but here something went wrong. Error generating itinerary error, value for argument data is not valid, Firestore document cannot use undefined as a Firestore value. Okay, so let's do one thing. I think this is a very simple error, it's an undefined error. So somewhere the value, right, the variable is getting undefined, and so Gemini can quickly fix this error. So it shouldn't be a big problem, and that is happening within our function. By the way, do we have the line numbers? Within this error, do we have line number? Although we have this field which says timeline 1 photo reference, so that should give some hint to Firebase, Google Gemini. So let's see. I have found this from the cloud function logs related to this error. Okay, so as I said, that earlier thing was actually not the root cause, but it was kind of the symptom of another root cause. So we sort of peeled the skin, right, and we finally went to the root cause, which is this thing. Okay, which is this thing. You see the code here, it says or null, because it is trying to dereference some value, some variable which is null. And Akshay has actually asked the question, let me quickly root it. Are there any good companies that do not take aptitude? Okay, Akshay, so this is not an answer which I can give you like in a very short, like any good company that does not take aptitude. I mean, I may have some thoughts and opinions about your question, but I cannot share it like in a very short time. So I may have to park your question, and I'll definitely get back to it at a later point in the video. Okay, I hope you keep watching over this stream, and please build this app along with me and enjoy vibe coding. Okay, and we got another hello. So Luffy the buddy, hello, hi Luffy. Okay, that's great. So I updated my cloud function with this resolution that Google Gemini has shared with us, and I have now resolved the issue in the cloud function that was causing the Firestore error. The photo reference field is now correctly handled. The itinerary can be saved to the database without any problems. Okay, so what does that mean? That means we have to again update our function, because it has actually made the fix within our cloud function, right? So let's do that. So that means we're gonna deploy our cloud function again, and that means that we have to wait for this cloud function to deploy again, and so there's again another waiting time. Okay, so yeah, okay, I was just checking chat. There's nothing new in the chat. So but if you have any question or something, right, so please use so when you are seeing this live stream, towards the right side of you would have this kind of interface where you can put in your questions. There is a chat. You can also use reactions. If you like something, you can give thumbs up. If you don't like something, you can give thumbs down. So that way we can interact with each other while in the live stream, during the live stream where I'm doing vibe coding. We can interact with each other. So that is the way to do that. And so still I'm waiting for my cloud function to get updated. By the way, who have just joined my live stream, so let me tell you, this stream happens from Monday to Thursday, 10 p.m. Now, every alternate day, I do vibe coding and automations, okay? So I also do N8N automation workflows, and I have already built a couple of them. You can check out my previous live streams, and I hope you like them. If you like them, please, give some sort of a reaction to my video, thumbs up, thumbs down, based on if you like it or not. And if you want to never miss any of those, please subscribe also. Okay, anyway, so with that, our cloud function is updated, which is a good thing. So I can run my Flutter app again, and when I run the Flutter app, I'm gonna test it again. Okay, and how many of you who are just watching and are not building with me? I mean, come on, in front of you I'm showing you how to build bit by bit live, and here we go. Here we go.
Hell yeah, Captain!
So we got our actual itinerary appearing. So guys, this is not a dummy itinerary. This is an actual itinerary between New York and Los Angeles, and it is actually generated within our cloud function. Okay, so if I go back and I see the latest log, do you see any error here? There is no error, right? It says generate itinerary function triggered, generating itinerary from New York to Los Angeles. And what is the time? Time is 22:46, right? These are the log times. Log time, it says 22:46. What is the time right now? I mean, you can see my clock, I think, right here, 10:47. So just now, within our this Android app, which is a Flutter app running within our Android emulator, right, has made a request to generate an itinerary between New York and Los Angeles, and my cloud function has actually built it and sent it, which my UI is showing. Okay, now is it good itinerary? So start off trip, leaving from New York, then we have the Central Park along the way, which is, and it has, by the way, 4.8 rating, and how many? 286,000 reviews with 4.8 average rating, means it's a good place, right? And then we have a meal break. So it says meal break, but it does not say where. So that's the next thing we're gonna attack on. So it has mentioned take a meal break here, which is a good idea, but excuse me, which place? Can you suggest some restaurants, cafes, hotels where we should do the meal break? And then again, okay, Times Square, which is again highly rated place, 4.7 rating, 200,000 reviews, so that's a nice addition there. Then we visit Rockefeller Center, again 4.7 rating, lot of reviews, again meal break, but we don't know where, and then we directly arrived at Los Angeles. Okay, there is a bit of a problem because I have a bit of an idea about Los Angeles to New York, and the thing is, Central Park is in New York, Times Square is in New York, Rockefeller is in New York, and then and Los Angeles, like we sort of flown from New York to Los Angeles, and that is a problem. We should have also covered some few more places between these two, right? So why is that? And okay, so there is, let's quickly go through each leg once. Okay, that's what I'm doing. So we're gonna drive from New York to our meal break, which is a 10-hour duration, and it's a drive, right? It's by road, so it's gonna be drive. And how many kilometers? So it's gonna be around 1,000 kilometer or 1,100 kilometer. Weather is mixed, check for traffic updates. Okay, let's get the direction. Let's see our Google map also, right? So from New York, it is suggesting to asking us to take a break somewhere. Okay, and the problem is it actually did not. So there is a problem, and the problem is it asks us to start from New York, but it says along the way take a meal break, but it does not tell where. It does not give us a precise location to take the meal break, which is a problem, right? Which it has to do. No, but this was Central Park, right? So there should have been direction between New York and Central Park. There's something wrong. So I have to fix this, because when we do get direction, it has to actually suggest the Google map. I mean, it has to give us the proper direction, right? So there is something which is not working as per expected. That needs to be fixed. So we have two reviews, two feedbacks that we are going to give to our AI. First thing is this travel leg. Okay, leave travel leg for now. That's not a problem. The problem is when we click on get directions, there is no destination set there. That is number one. And number two, when it asks us to take the meal break, it does not specify the place where to take the meal break. Okay, so that's the feedback I'm gonna give to my AI, and let's do that. The itinerary is getting generated now, but here is my feedback. Okay, so the number one was direction, right? The get directions button is launching the Google map, but it is not showing the direction because there is no destination set. Okay, before I do that, I just remember, and let me quickly share with you guys. So those who are not regular of my live stream, so let me quickly share some update with you. By the way, so this vibe coding session which I'm doing, the moonlighting, right, other than the automation, I have this whole thing planned for my vibe coding journey. So as you can see, there are a bunch of apps that we're gonna build. Okay, so we have already built this lead generation app, which was a web app. Okay, right now what we are building is a Flutter app, which is a travel planning app. Okay, and the next will be also another Flutter app, which will be a sports social network app. Now where these apps are coming from? These are the apps which I have actually built when I was a software developer. I have built these for various companies. I have built these for startups, for enterprises, right? So these are the apps which somebody on this earth, some company or some investor, someone was paying to get these apps built, and they were paying not just a person, they were paying an entire team to build these kind of apps, right? So these apps are really valuable apps, and I've decided, since we have got this opportunity of AI, of vibe coding, I'm gonna do vibe coding and build all of these apps all by myself. Okay, so but not just that, I'm gonna build them and I'm gonna live stream it while I'm building it. So as you can see, this travel planning app, the Flutter app, I'm live streaming with you while I'm building it, and I'm gonna launch it on the Google Play with you, in front of you. I'm gonna integrate Stripe to it, so that it we can do payment integration and so on, right? So these apps are going to be launched, they're going to be live, and if I can get some users, so all those updates I'm going to share with you. Okay, so these are the apps which I have already built for someone else. They had paid me to build, or rather paid somebody else who was paying to me to build these apps, and I'm going to build all these apps by myself again. Okay, and then I'm going to launch these apps, and I'm going to share, so there will be payment integrations also within this travel app also this week. In my next stream, if possible, if we have our itinerary done by that time, I'm going to integrate a Stripe. I'm going to integrate the payment gateway within this travel application. Okay, and then we're going to make some more improvements, and we will be ready to launch it on the Google Play Store. Okay, and I'm going to show you after that how many users I'm getting, and if I'm marketing it, and so on. So this entire vibe coding is not just for coding, it's for building real apps while live streaming it. Okay, so that's the update which I wanted to share with you. Anyways, so I'm gonna give my next feedback. And the next feedback is, although it has suggested a place for a meal break, but it has not suggested the place, right? It has told, okay, after some time take a meal break, but it was supposed to also suggest a location, right? In this restaurant, in this cafe, and so on. So the meal breaks don't have any place as its stop. Please include some cafe, restaurant, or hotel as an option. Okay, so these are the two quick feedbacks which I had for AI that I wanted to update within this app. So I'm gonna again send this prompt, and it's gonna do a bunch of code changes. It's gonna update me that it has done these things, and again I think it's gonna be updating some cloud function, because everything is gonna happen in the cloud function. Let me quickly read what's doing. User has provided two pieces. Get direction button is not working correctly. Definition missing when launching the Google Maps. The meal breaks are generic and don't have a specific place associated with them. That's exactly what it is. So I really feel very nice when AI gets it, when it knows what you're trying to get done from it. Anyways, plan to fix, plan to add. Okay, so plan looks good, and let's see. Let's wait for it to implement this plan. Okay. It has done some code changes and it's asking me to save the file, and I'm happy to let those changes be saved. By the way, guys, I would really appreciate if you can, share some emoji if you like it, if you don't like it, thumbs up, thumbs down, anything, and any kind of feedback if you have, if I'm not talking properly, if my typing is slow or anything, everything is welcome, because it's all about live streaming while doing the actual work. Anyways, so I've addressed your feedback. Right. So it did that again, and again it has updated our cloud function. So we're gonna wait for our cloud function to get deployed. And so again, another wait, maybe 2 to 3 minutes wait again. So yeah, let that be. So the time is going to be 11, and if you guys have any questions, you can use, let me quickly share it. You can use this chat interface, you can use this to ask any questions if you have, or you can share any reactions, right? So any question that you have now, it's almost 1 hour to the stream. We are halfway there. So if you have any question, I can take a pause, like I can wait for 5-10 minutes and answer any question you have, any complicated questions, any bugs you are facing, or anything in general. I mean, okay, let me try to share my opinion about Akshay, that he asked me, are there any good companies that do not take aptitude? Okay, so Akshay, so what you're asking me is, are there any companies who hire very easily, right? That's what I get from your question. Your question is, are there any companies who don't who are not tough while their recruitment, right? And I have not a very happy answer for it. See, basically companies recruit based on their demand and what is the market situation. It is always about demand and supply. If there are always more jobs and less developers, companies will make it as easy as possible to hire, okay, because they want people, right? But if it's a different way, if there is less jobs in the market open, right? And there are more people applying for the job, then companies have to sort of increase their filter criteria, because now it's the supply of the developer is more, right? So it's like they have to sort of close their tap and only let a few more qualified ones come through, right? Because they always know they have always supply of more developer, right? So I have tried to explain it to you. The thing is, maybe right now you're facing that a lot of companies have really increased their hiring criteria so much, it has become very, very tough. Like you're asking for these aptitudes and things, right? A lot of companies may have included those, but after some time, like it happened during COVID, right? Again, same thing can happen again. Another boom can come, that suddenly there will be a lot of jobs open, and there could be almost less supply of the developer, because right now, as a lot of people are sort of moving away from computer science because they're seeing there's not a lot of jobs. So many graduates are actually not preferring computer science at all. They're like trying to go in a different direction. And suddenly, if more computer science jobs opens and there are less supply, then companies are gonna make it easier for you. Okay, and it has happened. I'm not making these things up. During COVID, it was very, very easy to find a job. Okay, and people were even working on multiple jobs. Okay, because they were somehow able to hide that they are already working in full time and so on, right? So, but now, of course, the market is a bit tight. There are lesser jobs and more people to apply for it. So that was my answer for you, Akshay. So if you are finding it difficult right now to find a job, it may be, again, I'm not promising you anything, but there is always a possibility. Situation can turn and companies will start hiring you or any other developers easily. Okay, so that was my thought for this thing, and our cloud function is updated. Let me run the Flutter app again. Let me launch this itinerary screen again, and let me see the two feedbacks that I gave. One was for Google Map. When I click on the get direction, the Google Map app should have already launched with the destination set. So I'm gonna test that, and there we go. We have an issue again. Seems like cloud function broke, and this log has gone outdated. So I'm gonna quickly look at the new logs and see the error again. Some error happened. The value for argument document path must point to document, but your path does not contain an even number of components. Okay, let's quickly do that. Just copy this error as it is, take it to your Gemini 2.5 Pro chat and just ask it, I am facing this error while generating the itinerary in cloud function. Okay, and paste the error and let it take care of the rest. Okay, so it's going to use this log and it's going to identify what the error was, and it's going to fix the error. It's going to update the code. It's going to tell me the code is fixed. Again, deploy a cloud function, and that we have to do. So it's going to deploy. So after the cloud function is deployed, again we're going to test the app. So that's the cycle, right? That's how the cycle of this app is. Gemini makes some changes, we deploy the code within either our Android emulator, or we deploy it on the cloud function, and then we run it, and then we test it, and then we again give more feedbacks. That is the cycle. That's how it's done. Again, we have to deploy this Firebase function, and we have to wait for it again.
Oh no.
So yeah, it's painful. Again, my white possum buddy there helping me through the stream, and sort of expressing the emotions that I cannot express so animately, which my white possum buddy is doing. And I hope you love him. I hope you give your lots of love to him. Like he's cute. Anyways, if Byte Possum is cute, if you think Byte Possum is cute, please put a comment. Put a comment in this video. If you're watching this video, please put a comment. If you're connected with my live stream, please put a reaction. Do you think Byte Possum is cute? That's my question to you. Anyways, again, waiting for my function to be updated, and it's gonna take some time, like it always does. If you want to access the free N8N workflows and the custom AI prompts that I'm using during my live stream, please visit thevibepreneur.com and scroll down until you find this form. Enter your email in this form and submit it so that I can share free N8N templates and custom AI prompts with you if you want to access the free N8N. Alright, so there was a quick message for you. If you want to access these prompts that I'm entering into my Google Gemini Cline agent, right? So the prompt that I just used, what was the prompt? Let me quickly see. Yeah, I am facing this error while generating the itinerary in cloud, right? This is the prompt which I used, although it was to fix the issue, right? But I'm gonna give all the prompts within this session which I have used, right? So all of the prompts, starting from the very first prompt where I reference the development file, and till the last prompt that I'm gonna use within this session, I'm gonna give it to you over your email. If you want it, just enter your email in the given form that I just showed to you. Okay, and with that, our cloud function is actually ready. And let me quickly do the Flutter run. So that will run this app, and we're gonna test it again. The good thing is I have set it up in such a way that whenever the app runs, the itinerary screen launches by itself with the New York and Los Angeles as preset locations, right, as a source and destination. And again, we have an error. So there is an error.
Error? God, I never heard of her.
Actually, if I see in my cloud function so right now the time is 11:08, but if I see the latest log of the cloud function, that's of 23:07, there is no error. However, I see failed to call function internal still. So I don't know what happened there. Let me just try to refresh it maybe, and it's gonna make another call to the cloud function, and we're gonna see another log, right? And we'll see if there is still any error coming up or something else. So yes, there is definitely an error. Now where is the error? That is the question. So let me quickly close the log and open the logs again. So those who are watching me and looking and you are seeing that how I'm struggling to find errors within these logs, and if you think it's a boring job to do, then I'm sorry, the development is not for you. Even if you do vibe coding, if you use AI for development, the problem is we are still a bit far from the future where you can completely side yourself from these development activities, which is browsing through the code. That is this, all this code, like keep looking at the code. It is always on your face, all this code all the time, all these logs running, right? You have to have the habit of it. You have to also have the habit of identifying the issues by looking at the logs, right? So there is this error where it says request failed with status 404. Why would it give 404? That's interesting. Okay, so you're gonna ask it why it gave 404. But anyway, what I was telling is, if you are into development or you want to get into development, even if you want to do vibe coding, you have to be in the habit of fixing bugs, fixing errors, identifying root cause. That's the entire life of a developer. I hope there is a future when it will not be there, but right now it is there, and it's gonna be there for pretty decent amount of time still. Okay, anyway, so I'm gonna again copy this error where it says error generating itinerary Axios request failed with 404. So yeah, so there is that error. So I'm gonna again give it to Gemini, and let's see what Gemini is gonna do to it. Getting error generating itinerary on cloud function. Place ID. Okay, so it again made some change to fix that error, and I hope this fix will resolve that error. And so we're gonna again have to update the cloud function. So another thing, using the CLI, right? If you are a vibe coder, or if you're planning to be vibe coder, then working with CLI, you have to also get in the habit of it. You have to have a habit of looking at these black background and white text with the terminals. Okay, like I did those git commands earlier. So that is also like kind of a very, very regular routine for any kind of a developer. So unfortunately, you have to still deal with that. And a lot of patience to wait for things to happen, like code to compile, your cloud functions to get updated, and like a lot of patience also. And worry not, because I am live streaming everything for you, so you can always see it happening in front of you live, right? And at the same time, you can ask me questions, you can share your thoughts, you can give your opinions, you know, so that's there too. But yeah, you have to have a lot of patience, a lot of grit to solve issues like bugs. Like you really have to get down to bugs, you know. That's how the developers are. Okay, again, our cloud function is deployed. I'm gonna run the Flutter app, and I'm gonna see if our app is working fine this time. And if it is not, there is no other option. We have to again get down to it, fix the issue, find the root cause, fix the problem. And I think, oh, great. So it worked again. That's nice. That's a great, great, great thing.
Hell yeah, Captain!
And another great thing happened, which is we have now got some places to eat. Joe's Pizza Broadway, right? What else? Cat's Delicatessen, if I can pronounce it correctly. Sorry, I cannot pronounce these things like delicatessen. Sorry, what it is? Delicatessen. I mean, please, if somebody can help me with pronunciation of this. Cat's Delicatessen. I don't know. I'm sorry. Anyway, so this is good. This is great. This is great. And let's see our Google map, that directions thing. And so let's see this leg. So our leg is starting from New York and visiting to Central Park. So if I click get directions, I hope that the Google map will get launched with the, no, still not. So it was supposed to launching this Google map with New York and Central Park as source and destination set for this leg, which didn't happen. Let's try another leg. Let's try from Central Park to Joe's Pizza. Is it gonna be given? Oh, great. So this is there. So from Central Park to Joe's Pizza, we did got like a proper direction where it says it takes 13 minutes, which is 1.6 miles, 13 minutes drive, right? So that's there, which is good. Okay, so for some legs, it's kind of missing. Let's see one more. Let's see from Joe's Pizza to Times Square. Is it gonna give us directions from those? Okay, it gives. So again, it's a 3-minute walk. It's a 3-minute walk from those Pizza to Times Square. So that's it. So actually, the feedbacks which I gave it earlier, both feedbacks have got implemented, which is a really, really great news. And I'm very happy with that. Now, the last feature for today that we're going to implement is this add stop. When I click on the add stop, I want it to suggest the places near between those 2 points, right? I mean, ideally between those 2 points, okay? It should be, it helps if they're popular places, but let's see what kind of places it will suggest. So as you might see, we are starting from New York and going to Central Park, which is like 10 hours drive distance, right? And it's 1,000 kilometer. So it's pretty long leg. We want to break it further. And for that, we have this button for add stop. If you click add stop, I want it to suggest me more stops between that, right? So that's what the next feature we're gonna do for today, which is going to be the last feature. Let's see how fast can we implement it. So time is 11:16. Let's put a stopwatch on our clock if you have it, but you know, we can keep track it with just the clock itself. So let's do that. Now let's implement the add stop feature, where if I click that button and the model that opens should suggest me few places to add in between the points. Okay, again, I hope it is understanding, because I'm a little bit vague there when I say in between the points. What I mean by points is like this point and this point, and it's not like a very good way to define it. So I have a little like doubt if it will understand it. So or let me put it in other way. Suggest me a few places to add to break that leg of the travel. Okay, break that leg of the travel. I mean, yeah, this sentence kind of has double meaning, but I think it will understand the meaning that I want, that you know, that I mean, right? Let's see, that I intend. Okay, so let's see if it will understand that and it will actually implement it. So what it says, the user wants to implement the add stop feature. When the add stop button is clicked, a model should open with a list of suggested places to add as a stop. Yes, that's true. Okay. No. I will create. Okay. I think it understood that pretty well. That should be fine. Let's see if it works. Again, it does call for some changes within our of both within our app as well as cloud function, I think, or maybe not, because it is just suggesting some. So maybe not. Let's see. But definitely we have to update our existing itinerary, which is generated. So for that, it need to make a call to update it within our Firestore, and that I think that it can only do through Firestore. So let's see how it does that. What change did it? I have not implemented start off feature. Add stop feature. When you click add stop button, it will now correctly fetch and display a list of nearby places, which can then select a place from the list to add. Okay, so it says it has done. So actually earlier also this feature was implemented, but it was never working because I had like dummy itinerary. So maybe the feature was already there and I didn't knew it, and there was some bug this time. So let's see if it has resolved that bug and the feature has started working. And I have a request with you guys. I'm getting very few interactions with you. I'm not getting as much questions or thoughts or opinions or even reactions on my videos. and that makes me pretty sad.
Oh no.
Yeah, so if you can, please send something, just ask me any question over the chat if you want. Share any opinion, share your thought, just say hi, hello, or anything, or drop some comments over my channel, just telling something, because I'm live streaming it, I'm doing it for you. I mean, of course, I enjoy it a lot, I mean, it is a very, very passionate thing for me to do. I have been doing vibe coding, I have been enjoying doing it, vibe coding, but whenever I did it, I was always filled with so many surprises and so much wow moments that at that time I really wanted to, go out of my room and shout at the word that wow. And I figured out the best way to do it is doing it live stream and literally shout wow, like in front of everyone on the YouTube live. And as you might have seen me doing it, that's what I'm doing all the time. Like, wow, I got this app built just by talking to an LLM. It's an Android Flutter app. It uses Google Maps, Google Places. I mean, come on guys, this is an amazing thing. This is like the best time to be alive. I mean, as a developer over whatever I've done over my past 10 years, this moment is the best moment to be a developer. Anyway, so yeah, so we have this. So we are testing this add stop feature. I'm going to click on add stop, and I hope it's going to suggest some places for me to pick and display there or have them added. And it's just loading, nothing is happening. Maybe that's the feedback I have to give to my AI assistant now, that it's just showing loading. When I click add stop, it just keeps on loading and it does not show any place to add. So that's not there is some issue there, right? So that needs to be solved. I can also take a screenshot and share it, but I think that is not required in this case, because it's a very simple scenario to explain that this model opens, add a new place model opens with a loader sign, and it never shows any places to add, right? It's as simple. So I think without sharing the screenshot should work. Okay, let's try a different place. Maybe in between those two, it was finding difficult to fetch any location. Maybe, okay, but almost every leg. Oh yeah, here. So it is working in some places, but not in some places. That's a bit okay. So here are so many places to choose from. Okay, let's see again. Which leg did we choose? We chose the leg between Times Square and Rockefeller Center. So when I click add spot, I have so many places to choose from to add. That's good. Empire State Building. Let's also add Empire State Building, but it did not add anything. So that's not a good thing. We selected it. Oh, it did add, isn't it? It did add. Did it add? But I added between Times Square and Rockefeller. Then why it's adding Empire State after the Rockefeller? Is there something wrong there? Okay, let me try again. Let me remove that. Let me go between Times Square and Rockefeller. Let me click on add stop. Let me select on Empire State Building. And okay, the issue is it is not adding between those two. It is adding it after the second stop, which is wrong. It is supposed to add between those two, right? So we got another feedback for our AI to handle. So let me quickly give it that feedback. Now I see the add stop button working. I want to improve the UI of this app, not this app, sorry, of this module, a feature of this feature, with each place. Also for each place, make it a card with its name, image, and rating. Okay, so every selection that comes for add stop, It should not be just a name like we were seeing a list of names. That's not a good experience. It should have the name, it should have an image, and also it should have rating, right? So we can choose see the ratings of that place, and then it should also have an add stop button and add button to that card. Only show top 5 places sorted by its rating. So here we are actually taking very quick decisions, which can be a bit more sort of algorithmic. Like here we are trying, so the suggestion that we are giving them to add, we are just sorting them by rating and picking the top 5. But we can also think about, okay, what is the distance from the initial spot, right? So there are a lot of improvements or enhancements that we can do by implementing like a complicated algorithm, but I want to keep it simple for now. And if the app grows in usage, we will also have a lot of user data of usage with which we can also, you know, build machine learning models and probably implement Gen AI, and we can do a lot, right? But for the sake of simplicity, because right now what's important for us is to get this app live as quickly as possible. You know, we just don't want to keep cooking with this app within our own sort of kitchen. We want this app to go out there in the world. We want this app to prove itself first. Okay, then we're gonna implement more time, more energy, more logic, more money behind it. Okay, that's it. That's the idea. So that's one thing. For each place, make it a card with its name, image, and rating, and add a add button to that card. Only show top 5 places sorted by its rating, right? Very simple logic to pick these places, right? Sorted by rating, pick the top 5 and just show them, hide everything else. And the second issue was that the card, that new place or new point is appearing, but it is appearing after the leg, which is wrong. It has to appear between those 2 points, right? So let's give that as a suggestion. The new place after adding is appearing after the leg, but it has to appear between the 2 points. Okay, so again, I hope it understood my intention. I hope it got the kind of feedback which I'm giving it. And so that's where the prompting is about, where you are able to sort of translate your thoughts and into the words and tell it to AI. And it is very difficult job to do. It is not easy to do it perfectly every time, and that's where the output of AI is not matching to your expectation. And you may think, oh, AI is useless, it cannot do this. It's not always about that. It's about your prompting, and 90% of the time it is about prompting. If you can improve your prompting, if you are able to easily translate your thoughts to the words and share that with the AI, so it's gonna do the job. Okay, so next time, whenever you are not getting the output that you're expecting, that you want it to give you, try to change your prompt, try to rewrite your prompt, try to make it more explicit, try to give it proper context and things like that. So it says, I have now implemented the UI improvements to the add stop feature. The dialog will now display a list of top 5 nearby places, each showing the place image, name, rating, along with add button. Okay. So the good thing is there is no function update again. We can just kill the app, do the Flutter run and run it so that we can quickly test this app, see it working and identify. By the way, this was the last feature. This add stop is the last feature of today that we're going to implement. And if it is implemented, then I will be very happy to sort of end my live stream there. And let's see if it is done. So again, where were we? We were between, I think, yeah, we were between Times Square and Rockefeller Center. And when we click add stop, it's gonna load. and it's gonna always keep loading. Okay, maybe this is not the place. Where was it? Let's try each one. So this is, okay, here we go. So we have something. I think there's a problem, and the problem is it is loading the wrong stops. So it is not, and by mistake we identified another issue. When we cancel it and go back and click for add stop for another leg, it is actually still storing the data for the previous leg, so it has to refresh that. That is one thing. By the way, we have sort of the card that we were looking for. We have this nice card. Image is missing. Maybe something went wrong there. I'm gonna ask you to fix it. So we have the name, we have the rating, we have the add button, and it has also sorted it by rating. So 4.8 is the highest, then 4.7, then 4.7, 7, 7, 7, and it's okay. So all the ratings are sorted nicely. And by the way, we already have Central Park and Times Square, so I don't know why it's suggesting that, even Rockefeller. Okay, so we also need to apply some filtration here. Whatever is already in our leg should not be part of the suggestion, of course, right? And this is something which AI has missed out, being so intelligent. But
Oh no.
yeah, so AI still misses out things like that. I have a travel itinerary. I have few places already on it. I'm trying to add some new places to it, but it is still suggesting the places which are already there. Not a great demo of intelligence there, but anyways, I'm gonna ask you to okay, so let's click on this add button, and so it should add the Empire State. So that's a good thing. It has actually added this Empire State Building between Times Square and Rockefeller Center, which is where I wanted to add stop. So that is great. That is working. That is fine. What's not working is that it is suggesting me the places which are already in the timeline. So those places has to be first of all removed. Then this whole sorting and picking top 5 thing should happen. Okay, so let me quickly give this feedback. And also images, right? Images are not appearing, so we have to fix that. Okay, so yeah. I saw the card. However, it is also displaying the places that are already part of my itinerary. First, filter the existing places and then do sorting and pick top 5 from it. Also, the images are missing. Refer to the home screen implementation for fetching the images properly. Okay, so this is my new feedback. My new feedback is whenever I click add stop, it's showing me the places, but it's showing me the places which are already in my timeline. I mean, that does not make sense. Why would I want to add again the places which are already on my timeline? So I have asked it to filter those places, number 1. Number 2, images, right? So there are images. I mean, there are supposed to be images there within those cards and also in this Empire State Building and all. It is not there. But in the home screen, I have a proper implementation of displaying the images from the Places API. So I have asked it to refer home screen, check the code, how to do that, and integrate it here. Okay, so I'm going to give this feedback, and if it is able to do this, I think we would be finished with this itinerary implementation, and we can very, very happily jump to our next implementation, which will be the Stripe payment gateway. And most likely that's going to happen in our next stream. So if you are enjoying this stream and if you want to see how I implement payment gateway, how I implement Stripe into this app, so please do join my next stream. Don't forget to subscribe this channel so that when the next stream goes live, you are already aware of it and you can join it. And again, not just join it. You can do it along with me. You can build it along with me. You can ask questions, share your thoughts and everything. So it says it has implemented it again. The dialog will not filter out. That's good. And the images suggested will be displayed correctly. Okay. So yep, it says it has done that. So let me quickly rerun the app and let's see if it is still working, if the app is still working or not. Loading itinerary again, fixed New York and Los Angeles as source and destination. Images in this cards are missing, like Joe's Pizza Broadway images missing. Maybe that's not even implemented there. Let's click on add stop, click on add stop. So this time it should not show me the places which are already part of my itinerary, like Central Park, like Rockefeller, what else? Times Square. Where are they? That's showing loading. Okay, so they okay, great. So we see nice images and we only see the places which are not already part of our itinerary. So I say booyah.
Hell yeah, Captain!
Okay, so hell yeah, booyah, whichever way you want to express it. I got new places to add within my itinerary. That's great. That's really great. So I want to add this Empire State Building. And when I click add, where did it go? So, and it got added at some random location now. So it had fixed this error, but again, it is still making this error. So I have to again ask it. So I have removed it. So I have again two feedbacks to give it. One is within this itinerary, there are images in the cards which are not appearing. So fix that so that this itinerary screen will look beautiful. It will have images. It will look nice. And when we click add, the place is not getting added to the proper location. It is getting added into random place. So let's give it that feedback. Okay, the images within the itinerary cards, itinerary place cards are missing, and the new place I add with the add button is adding is not getting added to the same leg between the 2 points of that leg. Okay, I gave it the feedback. I want the images which are appearing within our these cards, these travel cards. By the way, there are images at some places and images are missing at some places, so we have to fix that. I hope it will do that also, but let's see. And I think we are started getting some issues, but okay, it overcome that, so that's fine. So we have actually finished quite a bit, like 80% of our live stream session today. It is 11:40. Generally the live stream time is between 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. and there is no fixed time to end it. It depends on whatever I had planned to finish in that session. So for today we are actually quite close, feature wise as well and time wise also. So if you have any questions, you can use the chat within this live stream and ask me any questions, or share your thoughts, reactions, or anything, or just drop some comment over this video if you are not able to connect over the live stream and you're watching it at a later point in time. And please don't forget to join to my next live stream and connect with me live, build the app live with me, and ask me any questions if you have. And this time it's actually gone a long way because it's using that write to file. You see this write to file. Normally it use search, but sometimes for whatever reason the search does not match to the exact block. Then it switches to write to file, where it scans each line of the file and do like line by line match. I don't know how it does that. Does it send each line to Gemini and refer it, like whatever? But I don't think it costs me more than a single search based change or this line by line change. Maybe this line by line change is like an internal implementation which does not really make any Gemini API call. Maybe, I don't know. So yeah, so that fix, as it said, it has done. And did my image appear? Yes, so my images appeared. So Zoe's Pizza Broadway has an image now, beautiful image, nice image. Cat's Delicatessen also has an image, so that's good, that's nice. Central Park don't have, Times Square don't have. Now I can ask it to add it. Doesn't look like a big deal. It can be added very easily. But let's see. Let's test our add stop, which was adding, which was showing us the places to add, but it was adding at a random place within our timeline. So we are trying to add a stop between Times Square and Rockefeller Center. So when I click add stop, it should add that stop between these two places. And let me cancel it and let me click again. So there is some bug like this. When I first click add, it loads the model and it keeps loading and it never shows me the places. But anyway, so I have the card again with all the images appearing with sorted by ratings. So yeah, no, it is not sorted by rating because 4.8 is somewhere in between. So yeah, that is still there, but let's see. Anyways, add. Great. So booyah again.
Hell yeah!
So we got our Empire State added between Times Square and Rockefeller because we have clicked this add stop between these two locations and it got added. Now there's one small thing which I want to do, and I think we'll just do that and we can finish our today's stream. We will be done with the implementation of this screen as well, which is why there are no images for Central Park and Times Square, because I think it's very quick change. It's a small change. It should not be complicated to do. So let me quickly ask it so that we can get done with it, and every place card will look nice, will look beautiful, will have images to it. Okay, let me ask it. There are so yeah, the meal place cards have image in them, but the other place cards are missing images. Please add those as well. Okay, so again, the implementation wise, like you see this Central Park, this card, there should be an image for Central Park there. It's not there. But for this place to eat, this Zoe's Pizza Broadway, this has an image. So that's what I'm asking, why these places are like Central Park and Times Square, but they don't have image. Please add images for these. So let's see. I hope it's gonna fix that. I hope we'll have nice images to each and every place card within this itinerary. And did update the cloud function again? Oh, okay. Okay, so it has updated the cloud function. That means we have to again wait for our cloud function to get updated.
Oh no.
So that's there. By the way, that was my buddy Bite Possum, and he or she or it has very nice way to express his emotions during my live streams, and I cannot do it better than him. And please share your love with him, or he or she or it. Anyways, so where I was, I have to update the cloud function again. That means a bit of a waiting period in between. And while that waiting is going on, I have a sort of a message for you all. So let me quickly run that. If you want to access the free N8N workflows and the custom AI prompts that I'm using during my live stream, please visit thevibepreneur.com and scroll down until you find this form. Enter your email in this form and submit it so that I can share free N8N templates and custom AI prompts with you if you want to access the free N8N work. So that was my message for you. If you want to access all the prompts that I've used within my live within my vibe coding session today, each and every prompt which I have hand typed here, and if you want that I should send it over to you, please enter your email into the form that I've just displayed you. And if you do that, I'll have a list of all the people who have shared their email, whom I'm gonna share these prompts with you, so that if you are doing vibe coding and if you're building the same app along with me, it will be much easier for you to just copy that prompt, paste it into the Google Gemini, and you get the exact same output, hopefully. So sort of the same app that I'm building will be very, very easy for you to build. Okay, so that's my promise to you. If you enter your email, I'm gonna share my prompts with you. All right, so did our cloud function got updated with that? No, it is still not, and I think it did. So it just did. So that's a good thing. With that, I'm gonna do the Flutter run again. I was hoping it was a small change. I was not expecting it to, needed to deploy the cloud function, but anyways, it did, so that's fine. It has happened now. It's past us. Let's not regret about it. Let's look ahead, and we are waiting for our itinerary screen to get, and there we have it.
Hell yeah!
So hell yeah, right? We got images for our place cards also, which is a great thing for our places to eat. Those Pizza Broadway, this Times Square, everything is looking beautiful. All the cards are looking very, very nice. So that's really, really great itinerary. It's looking very beautiful. I can remove any place I want. I can add stops in between. So that's a very nice itinerary. I mean, there are few more things which we can do. For example, if I was still working on this itinerary, or let's talk about a little bit of future plan, right? So I can sort of this generation of itinerary, I can give it like a dialer, so that if somebody is doing a business trip and they are in much hurry and they want to quickly go from New York to Los Angeles, so I'm gonna suggest them few places to stop, like only the hotel for a night stay or something like that, right? But if somebody is doing a leisure trip where they have like a lot of time to roam around to see different places and stuff, to them I can give like this nice detailed itinerary, long itinerary which they can visit, right? So that is some kind of a option that we can implement, where we can make it like a business travel friendly itinerary, or we can make it like a vacation kind of a itinerary, right? But I don't see any use of implementing and putting effort to build that right now, because right now our aim is to get this app in front of the people, in front of the real users. When we get the actual user, when we get enough usage, when we get enough data of people using it, then we can definitely take a call to implement all additional features and A/B test things and so on, right? So with that guys, actually I'm very, very happy where our app has landed today, where this itinerary screen is. By the way, I could quickly change my default screen to home screen, enter the location and generate itineraries, but I expect some bugs, I expect some corner cases there, and I don't want to get into it today. So I will do that in our next stream. In our next stream, we sort of gonna first test our app sort of end-to-end what we have so far. We have already built a home screen and we have this itinerary screen. So right now our itinerary screen is opening by default with New York and Los Angeles the source and destination pre-selected. But we're going to remove that. We're going to set our home screen back as a default. Then when the app launches, we're going to get the home screen where we have to manually select our source and destination, which can be any place in the world, right? It will not be always New York and Los Angeles. And there we're going to do some tests. We're going to put some source places, some destination places, and we're going to look at different itineraries. We're going to see how it's getting generated, how it's working. We expect to see some bugs there, some error cases, some edge cases, and we're going to resolve those. Plus, we're going to also start implementing the Stripe payment gateway integration so that we would be very ready to launch this app within Google Play Store. Okay, that's the plan. That's the thing for the next live stream. I hope you guys are really enjoying and learning something from it. And please do watch my next live stream also. Okay, thank you guys. If you have enjoyed today's episode, then don't forget to like this video and please subscribe to my channel. We'll bring another fantastic episode for you again. Until then, please take care of yourself and good night.